Good morning, everyone. Happy Friday. We made it to the weekend. Welcome to the show. I'm Tim Pham. We are under a KREM 2 weather impact alert for high fire danger, and we'll stay in it through Saturday. Jenny Power is tracking this for us and keeping a close eye on hot temperatures and how breezy conditions. Jenny, that's not a recipe for any good conditions, I guess. So what do people need to prepare for today and this weekend?
Yeah, Tim, I mean, what is going to be top of mind for us as we move forward does have to do with that risk of critical fire danger. So weather impact alert in place for today as well as tomorrow, as yes, we are going to see very, very dry conditions each afternoon, plus elevated winds, meaning new fires could start easily. Now, the sun is shining. This is a live look over into Lake Coeur d'Alene. We are still dealing here with some of that smoke and haze out there. You may even smell it. Current temperature 66 degrees right now over in the Lake City, and winds are light out of the west-southwest at 3 miles per hour sustained. Other start time temperatures we are in the mid-60s right now in Spokane, as well as through Moses Lake, upper 50s north to Sandpoint, Idaho. But moving into this afternoon, our main focus is going to be on central Washington. That's where we have red flag warnings in place for all of the areas shaded in pink from north to Omak through Grand Coulee, Wenatchee, Yakima, and into the lower Columbia Basin. But tomorrow, the risk of critical fire danger expands across the inland northwest. So we've got the area shaded in tan under a watch right now, but I'm sure that these will be upgraded to warnings moving into our Saturday. Current satellite and radar, though, calm and clear, which is why we're waking up to plenty of sunshine. The threat of thunderstorms now behind us. Winds region-wide are light here out of the south at about 6 to 10 miles per hour sustained. But this has been pushing a lot of wildfire smoke to areas that are north of the fires. So we're waking up to unhealthy air quality in North Idaho, as well as north there of Moses Lake. Continuing to track this as we move forward, however. Tim?
This morning, we know at least 7 homes have been lost in the railroad fire burning in Grant County, just south of Vantage. Level 3 evacuations are still in place. This morning, Southeast Washington Interagency estimates the fire has grown to about 1,200 acres. A shelter has been set up at Wahluke High School in Mattawa. Fire crews are working on tackling hotspots. However, a big struggle is the steep terrain. Meantime, on the Colville Reservation, the Kaiser Canyon fire has grown to more than 89,000 acres. Right now, it is only 3% contained. New level 3 evacuations have been put in place for those along the Coyote Creek campground. This is a look at the latest evacuations map. You can see here level 2 and level 3 evacuation orders in effect. Because of this fire, some roads are also closed. Here's a look at where the evacuation shelters are. There is one at the Omak Community Center, Omak Longhouse, and the Lake Roosevelt Gym. The Maud-Wright fire has burned more than 9,000 acres, and the fire is still 0% contained. Level 3 go now, and level 1 get ready evacuations are in place for the area. Investigators believe it was started by lightning. The fire has also prompted level 3 go now evacuations. At least 5 structures are destroyed. Right now, crews are working on securing the fire line. During these hot summer days, staying out of the heat is not just important for you, it's also important for your pets. When the days get nicer and people want to take their pets out on a walk or a bike ride, it could leave pets struggling if it's too hot. Dogs tend to have issues breathing in the heat and have an exponential risk of overheating because of their fur coats. Keep in mind, certain breeds could have even harder time breathing.
French bulldogs, for example, those kinds of breeds are not very good at effectively panting. They will pant, but they're not very effective at getting the heat out.
Another thing to keep in mind is the smoke. Vets say to keep an eye out for wheezing and heavy panting. If they are having problems, take them to the emergency services or your local vet. Of course, never leave a pet in a hot car. The Clearwater County Sheriff's Office in Idaho says they will not be renewing their agreement for the flock camera system. The sheriff says the goal was to evaluate if the technology would be a benefit to the public. After 9 months of use, Clearwater County Sheriff John Smith says the system has not shown sufficient operational value to justify the cost. The funds that went to the flock camera system will be used for equipment and investigations. The department says their contract is up September 22nd. A scary sight out in western Washington. A Kenmore Air float plane crashed near the San Juan Islands. Take a look here. It was all caught on camera. The moment the plane went down in shallow waters, resting against the rocks on Susha Island before catching on fire. 11 people were on board. Thankfully, everyone survived. All of them went to hospitals in the area. Their injuries range from trauma to broken bones. We do know one person is in critical condition. Right now, investigators are working to find out what caused the plane to crash. Kenmore Air says they have canceled all flights for today. A Spokane family is mourning the loss of a man who died after being pulled from the Spokane River last week. KREM 2's Emily Fox-Millian shares his story and the important safety reminders firefighters hope help prevent another tragedy.
The first thing I remember about Isa is the big smile on his face. He was a happy, upbeat, positive guy who loved being in Spokane.
That's how Tom Keefe remembers 25-year-old Isa Bahadine, not for the way his life ended, but for the way he lived it.
And he loved dealing with other people. So whether it was working at a 7-Eleven or working at a gas station, he just enjoyed the interaction with other people. He liked collecting a paycheck, and he was a very positive, upbeat person.
Isa's love of the water started long before he ever came to Spokane. Keefe says when Isa was growing up in Sudan, he would go to the river with his father after heavy rains.
Isa's job was to pick the gold or diamonds out of the mining pan that his father had, which is one of the great ironies for me, is that he loved rivers so much, and it was a river that claimed his life.
He says those memories stayed with him, and so did his love of the water. Last week, Spokane police say officers responded to the Spokane River near the TJ Meanock Bridge after reports that a man had been swimming and could not be found. He was pulled from the water, taken to the hospital, and later died. Now, Spokane fire officials hope his story serves as a reminder that the river can be far more dangerous than it appears.
It's hot out, so people are going to go flock into the water, right? Water levels are down, but that doesn't mean that we don't have strong currents in here.
Spokane Fire said they often respond to calls involving people who underestimate the current or become separated from their group. They recommend wearing a life jacket, staying with others, limiting alcohol around the water, and keeping a way to call for help. For Keefe, he hopes people remember more than the tragedy. He hopes they remember the young man who always had a smile on his face, and that his story encourages others to respect the river he loved.
I just hope there's a message here. Isa didn't die for nothing, and I think people need to understand that rivers, as much as we love them, can be dangerous, and if we're not careful with them, they can take us with them.
In Spokane, Emily Fox-Millian, KREM 2 News.
Here's a live look at the traffic impact this morning. Here's I-90 and Appleway right now. Barely anyone out on the roadways. Off to a good start there in Liberty Lake area. So far, no issues to report in east or westbound lanes. We'll keep an eye on it and let you know if there's any problems. A brand new pickleball facility is opening up in North Idaho this weekend. That's where KREM 2's Brandon T. Jones is starting off his morning. So Brandon, tell us more about this new facility and what they offer. Good morning.
Good morning, Tim. Well, PSA out there for everyone. Whether you like pickleball, whether you played it or not, this is a place you're absolutely going to have to come check out. I've got Dwayne McPherson here, right here with us this morning, co-owner of this beautiful new facility. Dwayne, let's talk about it. The Flying Pickle is here in Post Falls.
It is an awesome experience. We've got 24 courts, and it's all indoors, so you can come and it doesn't matter what the weather's like. Yeah. Come in and enjoy. And you don't have to know how to play pickleball. Yeah. Just come. We've got 5 pros on staff. They're fully qualified instructors, and they can, if you're a beginner, they can come and teach you, or they can help you get good up to the pro level.
Yes, sir.
And we're standing in the pro shop here this morning, and we're teamed up with Selkirk, and which is the largest pickleball equipment manufacturer in the world, right here in Post Falls. And we are really blessed to have them with us. Yeah. And they manufacture these great paddles, and the shoes that they make are awesome. Yeah. I wear them myself, and it's pretty cool.
Well, we'll walk over here. We'll catch up with our photographer, Al, because we're making our way out of the pro shop now, and you talked about those courts. Take a look at these right here. It's absolutely beautiful. I think you got quite a few happy athletes here this morning to be able to play on these brand new courts, this brand new facility. I've been seeing lots of smiles out of them this morning. How does that make you feel?
Oh, it makes me feel great.
Yeah.
We had some of our founding members come in the other night for just to kind of check it out and stuff. It's an awesome experience, and to see all the people laughing, smiling, and all of the camaraderie and the social part of it is so important. And that's the way this whole place was designed, so that people will have fun, enjoy each other, get to know each other, and enjoy life.
Yes, sir. Enjoy life. Come on out. Grand opening tomorrow right here at the Flying Pickle, 8 a.m. and a full day of activities. For now, though, we want to say thank you, Dwayne, and we'll toss it back to you in the studio.
The Showcase Golf Tournament in Coeur d'Alene tees off today. The tournament serves as a fundraiser in the fight against cancer. KREM 2's Andrew Quinn will be at the tournament today. He will have more coming up on KREM 2 News at noon.